Hey guys, it's Nicole, and if you can't tell by my voice, I'm sick, but I just wanted to do kind of like a rant slash story time, I guess. Um, but yeah, this is a different video because I can't make any ukulele videos right now because I can sing right now, but I feel like if I do, I'm gonna ruin my voice, and I'm lucky to have my voice right now, so I don't want to ruin that. Um, and also, I'm learning some new songs, so like I'm not really ready for like a ukulele video yet. But it's been a while since I made a video and uploaded it, and I actually have some videos that I have recorded. I just haven't uploaded them because it's either time got in the way or I just didn't really like the videos. Um, I did do a video where I went through like old childhood toys and showed them to you guys, but it was kind of boring, so like I kind of didn't upload that. But if you want it to be uploaded, just let me know in the comments. Also, I've been getting questions about my dance video, if I'm ever going to finish the choreography. And I probably will, but it's not going to be for a while because I have 3 dances I have to remember right now for a show coming up for my dance team that I'm on. And they're all like 2 of them are contemporary, and I don't want to like make my own choreography and like end up possibly using some of the moves from the dances I'm doing, or like forget the moves to my actual like dances that matter and do the moves that I choreographed instead from my own dance. Like I don't want to confuse all my stuff. So I'm just kind of waiting on that. I made like a video, like just a test video, where I do the same moves like over and over again, but it like repeats. So I did do that, but it matches the music. It's just kind of boring. I'm a boring person. I'm sorry. But yeah, and I also have some like, my parents are the best. They make me this like whenever I'm sick. They make me this like honey and lemon water tea stuff. It's like really good. And I got this mug for my birthday, and so good. But yeah, so that's one of the things. And then the story time of today's video, or tonight's video, I always make videos at night. I don't know why. I guess it's because I have school. But anyway, is a story of how my hips basically ruined my life for a short while, or for a couple years actually. And I'm not gonna name any names of how it happened because I'll just tell you guys and then I'll explain. But okay, so if any of you, well, you guys probably don't know, but if any of my friends watch my YouTube channel, they know what happened to me. But I'll tell the story. So basically, I got a crippling hip injury that made it so I was in a wheelchair, and I missed school a lot of school because I couldn't get out of bed. It was like that bad. And it was like, okay, so I used to do taekwondo at this taekwondo place. Again, I'm not naming names because I love them. It wasn't their fault. But yeah, anyway. So I used to do taekwondo, and I believe I was a blue stripe belt. And you know the butterfly stretch, like where, so like pretend these are my legs. You put your legs together like this. was weird. And you sit like this on the ground. It's like a weird sound. And you sit like this. And so I was doing that, and when I do this stretch, I can't get my knees to touch the ground for the life of me. Like, I am so flexible. Like, I'm not so flexible, but I am pretty flexible. I'm flexible otherwise, but the butterfly stretch, I just can't do. Like, I just can't do it. And so they would always have our partners, like, push on us or something. But this one time, they were like, okay, we're going to step it up. And so they had our partners stand on our knees to get them down to the ground. And my partner was like little, so he didn't really understand where to stand on me, and he stood on my thighs, which basically almost tore my hip muscles. And so after we did that, I felt this pop in both my hips, like my bones went like that, and I was just in excruciating pain, and I got up and I felt like I couldn't move. And then we did an axe kick after that, because I was like, I'm not a quitter, I'm not gonna give up. And so we did an axe kick, and I just collapsed, basically. Like, I couldn't stand, and my dad had to carry me home. I was screaming the whole time because I was in so much pain. And we like, I had sorry, again, I'm sick. I had like I actually remember what it was called. I had a thing where I had the flu. Sorry, hold on. I had the flu, and this was like when I was little. I had the flu, and basically like the fluid from my body went into my hip, and it was the same exact pain as when I hurt my hips, but that's what we thought it was. So we just put ice on it, and we did all this stuff to make it feel better, and it wasn't working. Like, it was getting worse and worse every day. And so we ended up going to my doctor, and she wanted me to get an x-ray. And so we got an x-ray. There was no broken bones. There was nothing on the x-ray. And then we were like, okay, this is really weird, because, like, obviously there was something wrong. And then after that, I'm trying to remember, there was so much crap that happened. Okay, after that, she wanted me to get an MRI, which I did. I went and got an MRI. And it showed up me having, okay, so I pulled both muscles in my hips, but, like, long story short, so many doctors. I ended up having to go all the way to, like, downtown LA to find, like, to get a doctor to do the MRI and take care of me. And anyway, best doctor ever. Like, I wish it was my actual doctor. Her name was Jennifer. I forgot her last name, but oh my god, I love her. Like, I don't want to go back there, but I would go back there just to see her. She was the best. But anyway, so she was really helpful, and it ended up showing that I pulled both muscles in my hips. So it's like, here's my hip. I pulled this muscle and I pulled this muscle, so I pulled both my muscles, and one of them was so bad that, like, when it pulled, it took a sliver of my bone with it. And that was on my left side, which is my really bad hip, and it's basically bad for my whole life. And again, I love this doctor, but she literally flat out told me I'm probably not going to have a future in ballet because I am physically incapable to turn out this hip because of what happened. I've never been flexible with my left leg, but I could always turn out. And then what happened made it so that I can never, like, turn out my hip properly again. I can turn out this leg fine, but this leg is done for. And I'm honestly fine with that because, I just try my best. But anyway, so after that, we started using crutches, and the problem was it was on both hips, and yes, my left hip was worse, but my right hip was bad too. So when I was on the crutches, I would use my right hip as the leg I would walk on, because like that was my only good leg really. And so I would have to use that leg, but then after a while that leg started hurting, so I had to use this leg. Then this leg started killing me, then I had to use this leg. It was a bunch of crap. So I ended up getting a freaking wheelchair, and I had to be in a wheelchair for 6 weeks. It was fun, except for the part that I got bullied to death by it. Because I had like a fractured wrist before. I hurt my ankles, and I had like boots on. I always, I swear every month or week I had some sort of cast or brace on when I went to school, because like I was getting hurt so much. It was so weird. But like, so I always had like a brace on or like stuff like that. So the first time I got an injury, which was I fractured my left wrist. The first time that happened, everyone was like, oh my God, are you okay? Are you all right? And of course the people that like bullied me just normally were like making fun of me, and I was just like, whatever. But then I hurt my ankle, and then I hurt my wrist, then I hurt my thumb, then I hurt my toe, then I hurt my finger, then I hurt my wrist again, it was everywhere, my shoulder, so much stuff. And so then finally, people started just harassing me for the injuries because they thought I was faking injuries to get out of PE. And looking back now, I wish I had done PE because, I mean, not even looking back, when I was hurt, we weren't like, it's not like a thing where like, oh, PE, you get to sit and relax and be on your phone. No, you literally got in trouble if you were on your phone, which I understand because you're not really supposed to be on your phone at school. But we had to do these assignments about sports, and I had been in that freaking wheelchair for so long, and I'd been hurt so many times that I'd literally done every sport, like, little booklet thing there was to do. And my teacher just kept telling me, do them over, and I was, like, getting so sick of it. So, to all those people out there that were, like, bullying me and stuff, I didn't like it, okay? I didn't fake anything. And then it started getting really bad because people started making rumors up about me. My teachers started, like, bullying me. Like, I would come in with, like, a crutches or something, and my teacher would come up, and he'd be like, he'd have me, or it's not my teacher, but this one sub, and I'm not going to name his name, but I hate him. I still do. He still subs at my school once in a while, and I hate him every time I see his face. I'm like, but, I remember one time, or no, I think it was twice, but, like, the one thing I remember is, like, I came in with crutches one time, because, like, there were days where literally I'd be off crutches, and then I'd come back, and I'd be back on crutches, because sometimes my parents forced me to do it, because they were like, no, you're hurt, blah, 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 but whatever. And so, I think that it was one of those days I was off crutches, and I came back to school on crutches the next day. And the teacher had me stand up in front of the class, and he said, so Nicole, why don't you tell us how you got hurt this time? And I was just, like, frozen. Like, I was just basically like, okay. I didn't really know what to do. It was, like, really, really embarrassing because he literally put me on the spot, and it was full of people the class was, like, full of people that hate me. And so I just basically ended up saying, like, I just fell down the stairs. Like, I just said I fell down the stairs because I didn't know what else to say. Long story short, or not long story short, but coincidentally, like 2-3 days ago, I fell down the stairs, and I scraped, I can't remember what it was, but like, oh yeah, I got like a scratch here, and then like tons of bruises on my knees. So anyway, that's funny. But the one thing that was, like, super bad, like, when people started spreading rumors, so there's, like, kids that go to my school that live in the same apartment complex as me, like, which makes sense. But I remember there was this guy named Chris, and I saw it, here's my balcony, and here's the pool area. So I was walking along the balcony, and he was down here, and I looked over the railing, and I was like, "Hi, Chris," and then, like, I was just being friendly. I don't even know him, but I was just saying hi, because I know he goes to my school, and he looked up at me, and he was like, "Oh, hi," and then I was on crutches when I did that, and so I come to school the next day, and people start coming up to me, saying, "Chris said that he saw you without your crutches walking completely fine." And I was like, are you kidding me right now? Like, because I was on crutches, and I did everything I could to, like, try to get people to realize I was on crutches. I wasn't faking anything. It was just so much crud. It was so annoying. But anyway, and then after that, I was like, I'm just kind of jumping all over the place. I don't remember the exact order things happened, but the next one was when I was in my wheelchair, I was starting to learn how to walk again, and me and my mom went into a store. We went into CVS because I live right there, and we went in, and I was like, "Hey, Mom, I want to try walking." So I walked around the store, and I was walking, and I was, like, so happy, and this was right when spring break started, the day spring break started. And I come to school after spring break. Or no, it was like it was the last day of spring break. That's what it was. And I came to school the next day. And people start coming up to me, and they said, "Oh, Nicole, there's a video of you walking." And I'm like, "What the hell are you talking about?" And I find out that someone saw me pull into the parking lot of CVS, and they followed me and my mom inside the store, and they took a video of me walking to prove to everyone that I was faking it. I don't even know. It was awful, and I just am so glad that I'm not in that situation anymore, because it was not fun. It was probably the worst years of my life. I ended up getting so depressed. I didn't ever want to do anything. I hated myself. I wanted to die. I hated the world. I just didn't really ever think I would get better, because it went on for 2 years straight. And the bullying didn't make it any better. I remember one time I had crutches, and I never told my parents this, but I was on crutches, and a kid came, and he smacked my lunch out of my hand, and it fell on the floor, and everyone started laughing at me. So, yeah, not fun. But, again, I don't blame the Taekwondo place. And I do remember their names. I'm just not saying anything, because I don't want anyone to say anything about them or say anything bad. I love the Taekwondo place. I love the masters. They're the best people ever. They're so sweet. I love them so much, and, like, I actually want to go visit them soon. But, yeah, that's basically what happened to me. And then okay, that's basically the bullying part. It's a huge bunch of, so, we ended up going to, let me think. Okay, so, sorry, whoo, my foot. We ended up going to, okay, so I think it was, like, a year later, maybe, I kind of lied to my parents, because I really missed ballet, and I just wanted to get back into it, and I was out of it for so long, and I was like asking my teacher, I was like, please, or my doctor, I was like, please let me go back to ballet, because I was getting better, and I was like, I think I can do it. I was doing splits and stuff, I was doing turns, arabesques, and sorry, my throat's dry, but I went to the doctor, and I was like, please let me back in ballet, I'm good, I can do stuff now, I've been practicing, I know I'm fine. And I ended up having to wait like 2 months longer, and then I was finally allowed back in. And this is where the really, really sad part comes in, because I had just gotten back into ballet, and after a year, I left. No, I left company. I used to be in company. And then I left. And then I was still in ballet. And I ended up the next year joining a pre-point class. Which is basically where you're like preparing yourself for point. And so I finally, after years and years, 13 years at the time, 13 years of wanting to get on point, I finally got on point, and I have my point shoes right now, I could show you. So finally I got on point, and I was like the happiest person in the world. I went and got my point shoes with my friend Jill. I love you so much, Jill, I miss you. She's in college now. But I went and got point shoes with her, and it was just so amazing. I was the happiest person in the world. And so I started doing my point classes, and it lasted for maybe about a month, and I started getting my hip problems again, and I had to quit point after a month of doing it. And I had so many friends from ballet. I quit ballet altogether because we were paying for so many classes that I wasn't able to go to, and I just lost my passion for it. I never lost my passion for dance. I don't think I ever will, because I've been doing it for so long. Dance has been my whole life. But I just had to quit ballet because, for one, point is so dangerous for me, especially because I can't turn out properly. And if I were to do a turn and I were to not turn out, and I was like to turn in or roll my ankle or something, I'd be done. I'd probably never be able to do it again, ever. And I mess up my hips again, and I didn't want to do that, but I had to go out of ballet for another 5. I mean, right now I'm out of ballet. I'm not in ballet anymore. I think I've been out of it for at least a year now. But I had to go back out of it because I ended up telling my parents that I don't think I was ever fully healed, and I never really felt like I was healed. And I ended up telling my parents that I didn't feel like I was healed. And so we went to the doctor again. Long story short, tons of doctors later, we found out I had tendonitis in my hip because of the injury. And it was super inflamed. And I ended up getting a cortisone shot. My bird is tweeting. I ended up getting a cortisone shot, and tons of physical therapy. And after 6 weeks of that. No, 8 weeks. I don't know. Weeks of that, I finally was cleared. And that's where I am now, basically. I still get pains in my hip once in a while. Because today, today I had it the worst. I was doing here, I'll show you guys. I was doing this, and then we had to lean forward. and I was leaning forward and my hips just locked. Like, I felt my hips lock. And I was just sitting there like, oh my god, what am I gonna do? Like, I was like, oh my god, this is so bad. And then I ended up just taking my legs off, and both of my hips, like, popped. And I was like, oh, it hurt so bad. And that happened today. So, it wasn't that good, but, yeah, so that happened. And that's basically the story. A lot of blood and tears, I guess you could say. But, I mean, I think, like, everything was worth it because, like, I mean, I don't know. I don't think, like, the bullying and stuff was worth it, but, like, I think, like, the fact that I waited it out was really helpful. And I also, because of it, because, like, I remember I was still on crutches when I got this thing, which I will show you. My parents got this thing for me. Okay, she's gone. But they got me my bird. Because I was watching, like, a ton of bird videos. And, I was just really down that day. And I was like, hey, Mom, I want a bird. And she was like, no. And I was like, yeah, I know, I'm joking. But then I kept watching the videos and I was like, oh my god, I actually want a bird. And then, so I ended up, because I learned the hard way from wanting other pets, I didn't know how to take care of them. So I ended up not getting them. Like, the chinchilla was an example. I really wanted a chinchilla. I looked up information on how to take care of a bird and what to do and stuff like that, and I told my parents all this stuff, and they were so proud of me, and that they ended up getting me a bird. But it was also because I was going through a really hard time, and I thought a bird would make me happy, and she did. She is one of the best things that has happened to me in forever, and I love her so much. Yeah. That's basically my story. Sorry it was so long, but I don't know. But yeah, so thank you guys so much for watching. I'm sorry I'm sick. And I will hopefully have a new ukulele video up soon. Maybe in like a couple weeks, because 2 days from now is Thanksgiving, and I don't have school tomorrow, so I can sleep in tonight, and I can go to bed late tonight. I can sleep in tomorrow, and I can go to bed late tonight. So, yay! So, thank you so much for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe down below, or over there, or wherever the subscribe button is. And turn on your notifications to see when I post a new video. And yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. Love you guys. Bye.